Yo! Back again with another detective video. We are gonna crack the code on who is coming for level 40. So make sure to drop that like. We have to dive deep and figure out the clues. I have a suspect list of players it can be. And we're gonna look at each player and we're gonna decide if they stay on. Think about it, and by the end of the video we should crack the code. But disclaimer right now, cards that we know for certain is not going to be level 40 or going to be the Brandon Roy grind is LeBron, Kobe, MJ, Kareem, tall point guards. We know 2K is going to want to put them with packs, so we can just cross them off right now as throw them away. They're not going to drop at all. And if I'm wrong, if they give LeBron for free or for level 40, I'll give $100 to someone who likes this video. That's how doubtful, that's how 0% chance that is happening. So, our first suspect that we have to gain access to, Scotty Barnes. You are on the list. Sure. Does he fit the criteria to be the Brandon Roy grind? No, in my opinion, he has a mid-release, really, not as good. They can always change animations, but he fits the level 40 criteria right now. He's a young, high-flying star that literally, like Tyler Hero, like Zach LaVine last year. Now, Zach LaVine's more of his 28 or 29. I don't know how old he is, but Scotty Barnes is a young player, like how they gave Devin Booker last year. So right now, if I had to really look, I would keep Scotty Barnes in custody for level 40, but I would take him out of the Brandon Roy grind because he would not drive enough hype to grind the game. So I think that's enough to say that Scotty Barnes, you are still on the suspect list. Next on the list we have is Nikola Jokic, suspect 2. Nikola Jokic, he only has a sapphire, so he does not have any card that's good enough, really good enough right now. But he doesn't drive the weight for Brandon Roy. But he does fit the criteria for level 40. Think about it. The NBA season starts on October 24th. They're hyping up the new season. Nikola Jokic fits with the casual mindset. They like to hype up the level 40s. That's why you've seen previous players that hype up, but they're not too much of a pack seller. But I don't think he drives enough for someone to want to grind, so I don't think they would make him a center. The only issue I also run in with Jokic is that Shaq is out, and they want people to buy Shaq. They don't want people to just buy Jokic and save money. Even though Shaq is significantly better than Jokic, but you get the point. They're the same position. So right now, based off of that, I'm going to put him on the level 40 debate. You know, I almost want to take it off. Because he also fits the Halloween. You go the Joker for Halloween. So actually, I'm putting him back on. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That just makes a lot. The Joker Halloween around the corner. They haven't dropped them. Guilty. He makes. Jokic, you're on the list, bud. You are on the list. Next up on the list, we got Chris Paul. Next in the criminal stand. Chris Paul has one Ruby card, not that good, but I think we can cross him off. Because think about it, they want people to spend $80 right away. So cards like Chris Paul, Trae Young, y'all were brought in. I think it's safe to say that these players will not get cards in the set. Maybe like they're in promo sets, maybe, but Trae Young hasn't gotten a card, but I feel like they're going to reserve Trae Young. And it just, you know, they're gonna reserve Trae Young for packs as a filler, but I don't think he'll be a level 40. I really doubt it. Next up, we got Joel Embiid as custody 4, and I feel like Joel Embiid makes a lot of sense. Maybe right now for Brandon Roy. He doesn't make enough sense for level 40 because they just gave us Shaq, so no way they're gonna let you just buy it for $80. For a Joel Embiid card that would be almost as good as him. That's not happening. But he does fit that criteria to be a level, not level 40, to be the Brandon Roy grind. Because they know a lot of people didn't want Shaq, so they're going to make people spend 3 days. And that's starting to make me think a little. Is the Brandon Roy grind going to be a center? You know, I gotta think about it a little more, you know. Maybe we might be finding some clues. So we're going to put Joel Embiid right now on the B-Roy grind. He makes a lot of sense. He fits criteria, and he doesn't ruin their pack sales, so makes a lot of sense. Next up on our list, we're gonna pull up Pablo Humcaro. Pablo, my good man Pablo. I love saying Pablo, but I just don't know if he fits the criteria really. Like, he does. He's a young player in Orlando, but he doesn't drive enough for someone to spend $80, and I just don't feel like, just since they can let us do that, I have to cross them off the list. Sorry, Pablo, I don't think you'll be the level 40. But number 6 on our list, we're going Kevin Garnett. Okay, this man, they have given him for free a lot of times. They have made him a reward card. They have made him a pack seller. So it's hard to know, really. Would they make him a level 40? I don't think he'll be a level 40. But for the B-Roy grind, you really gotta, you know, Egghead being the B-Roy grind is a possibility. So I can keep him on the list. So Egghead, Golden Egg, Mistreated Egg, you are staying here. Hatch.
Anything's possible!
Egg, okay. You are staying on the B-Roy grind for now. You're on the list, in custody, okay? Okay. Next up on the list, we got Hakeem Olajuwon. I think we can cross him out. You know, he just got an Amphis not that long ago, really. He just came out. I feel like we can cross him out here, so yeah, let's cross him out. For now, I just don't see him getting him an Amphis. It just dropped in September, so I think that's safe to say Hakeem is not on the list. Next up, this would be a strange one, Russell Westbrook. He is in LA. He is a young player. They made Russell Westbrook, remember, 2K23. They made Westbrook 2K23 reward. They did for love. They did give him a lot of times for the TTO offline before. They give it him for the All-Star card. They have done it. I think Russell Westbrook for level 40 would be a shocker. But if they really don't want to mess up anybody else they're doing for the future and still be hyped enough, I would not be surprised if they redid Russell Westbrook. So I'm going to keep Russell Westbrook here a little. I would not be off with it. Next up, we got Jason Tatum. Okay, Jason Tatum is an interesting one. To be the Brandon Roy grind, he does not have... I mean, he does have an Amethyst lock-in, but he does have a 95 free agent card. You notice, like, Luka Doncic, who just released recently, he had a free agent card as well before he got another card. So I'm like, are they going to mess up the Tatum that's already out that came out? I mean, it came out a month ago, but he makes some sense to be. Like, they have given Tatum for free before. It would fit with that. It would fit with that. They have given Tatum before for free. They have done it. So to make Tatum it, and I feel like another guy is Jaylen Brown as well, but I feel like Jaylen Brown is too boring to even be a level 40 or be any grind. Like, they gave him for free for the moment of the month. I just don't see Jaylen Brown. I'm going to have to cross off Tatum for now too, but I feel like Tatum could be the B-Roy grind, but we have to cross some people out. We have to review the rest real quick. But next we got Paul George. Has not gotten a card at all, which is interesting. Has not seen a card. But I don't think they're gonna give us a Paul George though. I just don't think they're gonna do it. Where's Paul George at? They have, like, I just don't see it. I feel like Paul George, I would not be surprised if he kicks off Friday content and Paul George is a set lock-in. Okay, that's just an early prediction like that, but I'm going to cross off Paul George on the list, really. And we got a few more people to review. Right now, we got Lillard. You know, he just got traded to Milwaukee. He's a young star, but he's got an amethyst card. And I feel like 2K is not going to outdo him that fast. But he makes a lot of sense to be a level 40. He hypes people up. I'm going to go with no for now. But, you know, I could see it in the blog, like, oh, Lillard just got traded. He's a level 40. I hope to God that isn't true, but 2K does have a history. Next on our list, we got Carmelo Anthony. He was a level 40 last year. Think about it. He was that last year. He does not have a card yet in my team. Interesting. Doesn't have a card at all. And he fits the criteria to be a B-Roy type of level grind. So I'm going to write him down for B-Roy grind. I feel like he makes some sense. He's not a big enough where he's going to ruin pack sales. So I like it. I really do. Next up is Wilt, and I think this is 0% chance of happening. Like, if I had to go with 0, I'm just going with 0%. Wilt, you know, he doesn't have a card. They just dropped Shaq. That's not happening. They'll make him a set lock and alternative down the line, but no. I just don't see Wilt Chamberlain happening anytime soon. And next up, we on our list, last but not least, I think I forgot to even go back to Jimmy Butler. Good lord. Jimmy Butler was the 10th suspect. I just forgot about him. But he makes a lot of sense. Was just in the NBA Finals. Was just there. Had a lot of hype. Generated a lot. He could be potentially the level 4. I don't think he would be the B-Roy grinder. They just did the shooting guard. But makes a lot of sense to be. Just makes a lot of sense. But yeah, those are all the suspects that we have gathered. So for level 40 right now, we got Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Russell Westbrook, Scotty Barnes, and Jimmy Butler. And drum roll, please, okay, for who I think the level 40 is gonna be. And I'm going with Nikola Jokic. Okay, I had to think about this for a second in my head, okay. Who makes the most sense? Nikola Jokic just had the hype of the century with a lot of people from the playoffs. He had a lot of hype, generated a lot of buzz. I'm going with Nikola Jokic for level 40. Okay, that, you know, I feel like he would sell, actually. People would want him. Russell Westbrook, I just feel like they just dropped the point guard. Why do it again? I feel like Scotty Barnes makes some sense, but he fits it probably a little bit better. But Jokic is young too, and Jokic has gotten more hype than Scotty Barnes has. And our last but not, wait a minute, our hidden suspect could be Bradley Beal. I forgot about him. Yeah, you know, it's sometimes you forget about him sometimes, but Bradley Beal hasn't gotten a card, and I mean, they could actually hype him up in the blog, but I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be Brandon. I don't think it's going to be him. So we're going with Nikola Jokic. And that makes out to be who's going to be the B-Roy grind. And I think it's going to be... I was cut between Carmelo Anthony, really, and Egghead Kevin Garnett. Because I feel like they're going to put KG behind a paywall. So I'm going with I'm gonna say they're gonna shock us and they're gonna give us Carmelo. I think they're gonna do a Denver Nugget type theme with the level 40 being Jokic and the B-Roy grind being Carmelo Anthony. Okay, I think I cracked the code. I think like how they dropped Wilt's gonna be on packs on Friday. How they dropped KD, Corey, Draymond, Clay, all in the same season. I feel like this is some Denver Nugget theme right here. I think I cracked the freaking code. Did all these hidden things. I think it's going to be Nikola Jokic level 40 and Carmelo Anthony for the Brandon Roy grind. Let me know in the comment section if you agree, disagree with my takes, or think it's awful, think it's garbage. You think I cracked it and that is going to be the level 40. But that's what I'm leaning with right now personally. So see y'all in the next MyTeam video.